All right, everyone, I'm here. It is, of course, the Lakers from rotation. But I was back second half, but I guess I got a little. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And Joe, who is happy called a mother. Hello, Frank and KSK, we really appreciate joining us. Yes, Atlanta has won the NBA draft lottery. Oh, just short by Jokic. That's a foul on Jokic right there. Stop whining. Stop whining. You got fouled. You put your hand in the cookie jar, and the cookie jar closed up. He's going to spin the other way. Don't bark at the opposing team's bench yet until you're back in the game 100%. Oh, good help. Was a brick. They blew that. They blew that fast break. Two fast breaks. Oh, yes. There you go. It is, Frank. It is. I really I like it. Much better than the one earlier today. New York decided they wanted to just go, you know what? We're just going to go back to MSG and take our chances there. Minnesota, I think, needs to take this game, in my opinion, or else they have totally lost the series. They are just, man, whatever happened, they are. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with Denver really figuring things out. That 3 days off really helped them, and they were able to figure things out. And also, Murray got some rest. I think that was key too. But Minnesota, they just do not look like the same team, and that I saw against Phoenix, and then the first two games in Denver. I think so, and they need to go back to that help swarming defense. We're seeing a little bit of it here today, but they didn't do that on their last game. Wow, that was bad for Minnesota. Oh, they easily beat Denver in Denver, Frank. That was not even close. The first game, I guess, was close, but the second game was a whitewash. They really killed them in game two. But yeah, game three, and as you see in game four, they've really figured them out. And Minnesota's become rattled. And yeah, it's just not the same team. And I'm going to credit Denver on that one. And as much as we hate to say Mike Malone, uh, I'm, he's obviously put a better game plan together. All right, down 15 at halftime when it went from it looked like was that 7-point lead to a 15-point lead on a quick 8-0 run by Denver. Appreciate everyone being here and stopping by. Frank is well, you're looking forward to tomorrow's game for Dallas. I bet. Yep. As long as you get production from the 3 and the 4 like that, you guys are going to be hard to stop. I'll say that. I mean, PJ, you said you have very high confidence in PJ, and obviously that's been the case so far. And games 2 and 3, he certainly played like a really good fit for you guys. TJ, as far as Tim Hardaway Jr., I know he's the much maligned Tim Hardaway Jr. for you guys, but if he's playing like he is when he came back from his injury, then yeah. Well, SB, Joker's looking good right now. Uh, they look like they're going to tie it up unless Minnesota does something different. Oh, I don't think he got that because of that. He got it because that was the definitive choice. There was nobody else that deserved the MVP this year more than him. It shouldn't be. It wasn't based off of ethnicity. I don't think he got the. Yeah, your Pacers did well. All props to them. Let's see if they can win on the road at MSG. Maybe they can get a little bit better refereeing than they did in Game One, and you never know. New York is taking a mash unit there, so we'll see. Frank, yeah, that knee for if I was Dallas, I'd be kind of worried about that knee. Not looking too healthy right now. Yeah, you're a sports baby. Your Pacers look good. Yep. Got to win on the road though. Got to win at MSG. What's up, JSJ? See you in there. What's up, my friend? There's no cool bro around, so it's okay. You can talk, man. I think it's interesting. First up, if you're Toronto, you're pretty bummed, of course. If you're Detroit, you're pretty bummed right now. If you're Brooklyn, you're pretty bummed right now because all three of those teams were hurt by today's lottery. And if you're Atlanta, do I think Gobert most messed up the rotation? JSJ, you could say that. That's a possibility. I mean, they did look their best in Game 2, and that was without Gobert. They had a lot of energy. They were double teaming everywhere. It seemed like at times they were playing like 6-on-5 the way it was so set up in Game 2. So, yeah, Gobert hasn't, his return has not helped them at all, but he was there, admittedly, in Game 1 when they did win their game. No VIP available right now, Cappy. I know everybody asks about VIP. It's something we're not doing at this time. So no worries. Yep. We'll see you soon. Yeah, whatever they did on those 3 days off, sports baby, they formulated a plan, and I got to give credit to Michael Malone. They've formulated a way around it. They started with a lot more screen action in Game 3, and it just really helped build from there. And I think Minnesota, you have a younger team in a lot of cases. They took things way too liberally. They think they took way too casual, too laissez faire, and I think that it's come and bitten them in the butt. Oh, JSJ, that has been the talk. I heard that on NBA radio about everybody's complaining about that Wingstop commercial. I don't get it with the Jenga and I don't know. I don't understand it. But okay, whatever. It's to me it's a commercial. I guess people are talking about it because people don't get it, and it's not. I don't know if that's what Wingstop wanted. I mean, if ultimately it leads to more wings being bought and purchased by people, then I guess it's okay. But I mean, people are talking about it, but they're not talking about it for the best of reasons. So I guess if whether it's good or bad publicity, any publicity, I guess is good publicity. So, but I just don't get it either. I just don't get it. Yeah, yeah, they do sports baby. That they need a good coach. I know we don't like Mike Malone the person, but the coach you gotta be impressed with what he's been able to formulate. So well, it's the rest of the team in Minnesota. Minnesota, they won those first two games because they got a complete team. I guess product. They got a lot of team production, and they did not get that so far in this half, and then also in game three as well. So that's all on them. All I ask is that painting that the guy painted just now within the span of like 5 minutes was that you can bid on. Does that include free shipping? Mm, I don't know. Game two, I think they outplayed Denver. You could say the town, of course, but I'd say game two in Denver. I think they outplayed Denver completely. And in Phoenix, it's a combination of both, which is part of the reason why Frank Vogel got fired. I think Cat has to get going in the second half. It, it's that he is there. He is 1 for 10, and I think they've really done a good job. Denver has of shutting him down. I mean, Nas Reed 4 for 4, Anthony Edwards 9 of 12. Yeah, you can't ask for much more from those two guys. It's Carl Towns that has really been taken out of his game so far today. Well, Gobert and Cat are supposed to be your veterans, but you're right. For the rest of the team, they're somewhat unproven and they're young. So they've got to come back early in this third quarter and send a message that they do. I believe they have to win this game. I just think it's going to be hard for them to go ahead and win two more in Denver. Yeah, I know with their reputations and their attitude issues and whatnot. I probably would say it'd be tough to rely upon that either. But you know what? Kyrie Irving wasn't exactly the kind of vet you wanted to rely upon either because of what he brought with coming into Denver, but he has completely changed His attitude, his way, his work ethic, his way he approaches the game, the way he approaches the team. So it's been good for you guys. Kyrie has been a plus, and I did not think I would say that. So obviously, it's congratulations to you guys for doing it. And that contract he signed in the offseason is just going to, I think at this point, if he plays like this, is going to look better and better. At halftime, Nuggets 64, Timberwolves 49 on our NBA playoff coverage here at the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. So yeah, in the second half, Cat has to be a better player, and yeah, that's what I think. Has to, Conley also has to. I mean, Conley sometimes is a liability out there, especially on the defensive end. Yeah, he's been really good. This version of Kyrie is really the best version. Yeah, I cannot fault you, Frank, for saying that. It's right there. I mean, this certainly wasn't the Kyrie you saw it, both on and off the court in Brooklyn and other stops. The guy who was going to be a Celtic for life. Yeah, that didn't work out very well, did it? So, yeah, just credit to you, maybe him getting older or wiser or just something after the controversy he created. Oh yeah, even you could probably say he's a much more mature. Yeah, I could go with that. That he's better than his Cleveland days. Yeah, but I mean, I think you're seeing a better Kyrie Irving now than better, than ever before. So the Wolves, they got to play with a much more. They got to play with much more energy, much more energy the second half. So let's see what happens in this third quarter. Yeah, I think so, Frank, because you're not going to be able to win. I mean, they've already won twice in Denver. Do you really think that they're going to win another time in Denver? That screen action that they've implemented since game 3 has absolutely killed Minnesota. It's freed up Jamal Murray and allowed him to be a lot better player. Yeah, it did, Alan. Great to have you here, my friend. Yeah, as much as we hate Malone, he is, as I said before you came on, he's done a great job of, between that 3 days off, figuring out the Minnesota. He implemented a much more reliant screen action roll, system that have freed up, Murray a lot better, and that's been the key, I think. Yeah, he does, Alan. Yeah, unlike him, that's for sure. But with Minnesota now, they're supposedly the best defensive team in the NBA. They got to get some stops. No, no. Well, Denver in that first two games were allowing Minnesota to swarm, to double team, to trap, to make things really difficult for them. And I just see that the actions that they're running now in their offense, are just freeing up Jamal to do a lot more, and I think that was the key. What do I think of OKC as a top defensive team? Tried to hack a Shaq on Lively. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna Lively. They could just Lively is not important as of yet to the overall scheme of things in playoffs for them to focus on hack a Shaq for him. I mean, he could easily be subbed out and you bring Gafford in. So I don't see the purpose in doing that. So I just OKC's again another young team like you're talking about. But the fact that they have very little on the interior outside of Holmgren, I think that's probably where you're seeing, the problems lie with them. Plus the fact Giddy, they can't figure out what to do with Giddy, and they're going to have to bench him. I think they're going to just have to go ahead and change their starting lineup. Well, I can't say I disagree with you, Alan, because team defense, that's what worked in that first two games for Minnesota. That's what worked for their first six games for Minnesota was their team defense. I know Gobert coming back kind of changed things, but he was there in game one and he was there for the previous series. And their team defense, whatever plan that they had schemed up, was really working well for them for the first six games. But it looks like, Denver has figured them out to an extent, and it's up to Minnesota to make some adjustments to try and, salvage this game because I really think if they don't win this game, I thought they remembered after this game too. I said if they continue to play like that, they would win the title. And obviously, Denver has taken them out of that rhythm. And if they don't win tonight, they could probably lose the series. Yeah. I would say they will lose the series because they will not win twice in Denver. Yeah, Alan, and Denver's not going to give up another home game. I don't think, or much less two home games. I should say. He's just shooting too well. They've got to go ahead and hard double him. Get the ball out of his hands. They're not doing it. Cat has been awful. Yeah, but Alan, who you're right, but who would you in that lineup allow them to try and seek and beat you? It would be Gordon. Hmm. Well, that's a good statement there, Frank. I don't know. I don't know. He looked pretty good for the first 6 games. Okay. I get you on that one. That one I could say it's a better if you're talking about the entire stint in Minnesota, I could understand that. Yeah, I can understand that. Well, Road King, right now doesn't look too good as far as your what you got putting the money on Minnesota. I think they ultimately will, Alan, especially with the summer, more, the second tax apron looming and all that. I don't think they'll have a choice. Well, we say that, Alan, but what do we always talk about that the Lakers need? Another center to go alongside AD or another big man to go alongside AD because we get killed on the board so much. Oh, I don't know. That's tough for me. I would say I would rather take Cat. See, trading baskets is not going to help you. You could say that, Alan. For most of his career, he was empty calories. You got to get the ball out of his hands, and they're not doing that. I see your point, Frank. I, he's probably the best player never to be an all star. He's the player you want. He plays the best when it matters the most. Oh, that's just bad. See, that's why I don't take Gobert because he had a 8-foot shot right there and has so little faith in his jump shot that he wouldn't take it. Yeah, I guess it's a good point, Frank. But remember, Alan, they did play their best game of the series, as was pointed out to me earlier in the chat. They did play their best game of the series without Rudy Gobert. See, now that's the way you need to defend him. Now they're just trapping. Now Denver's going to a trapping defense. I mean, that's why I don't really endear myself to Vando and the fact you gave him so much money, Alan. Is you and I don't know if it's you, but I know Joe is just like, yeah, we gave him the money. It's okay. It's not okay. He was already injured when the time he signed it. And then also you have the fact that he's just is terrible and will always be terrible or below average on the offensive end. Yeah, there was that 2 weeks period where he understood he was gonna be a rim runner, played at the rim, he was in the dunker spot, he wasn't playing the three-point area. No. Now McDaniels is another one. His offense comes and goes, and when it goes, he does become another Vanderbilt-like player. Right now, you should be funneling your entire offense through your best offensive players to get you back in this game. Well, unless I don't really have I guess maybe I would want the Denver Nuggets to lose, but I just want the Boston Celtics to lose. That's the team I want to lose. I don't care if Dallas, Denver, Minnesota, It'd be nice if Malone gets beat on along the way, but as long as Boston loses, that's all I care about. Yeah, I think that's correct, Alan. I think he's a little bit better version of Jared Vanderbilt. Well, remember they were on the same team, so it was just like redundancy. And McDaniels at the time was developing a 3-point shot. I think he hit like at one point in time close to 40%, if not over. So he, as a standstill shooter, he was at least developing that aspect of it. But I will compare him to, let's say, Herb Jones in New Orleans, who again is also developing his shot, but is still primarily a defensive player. That's their bread and butter. Uh, they still have long ways to go, both of those guys, in order to build a more complete game. I hope so, Frank. I hope so. That's what I hope. And every time I think that's definitely going to happen, I see the Celtics decide to wake up and they play a game like they played yesterday, and it's just like, oh, that's a good question, Alan. Who would, since the Mavs look like they're going to take that series, who do they want to win this series? Inexperience of Minnesota, maybe? Oh, Denver. Okay. I mean, Kyrie has been playing a little bit better defense. I know you guys were trying to get Josh Green or Jones on Murray, but a lot now there will be times where Murray will isolate himself on of course, a Kyrie or Luca. I don't think they should have challenged this call. What did I say? I would not have challenged it. You got him on the arm. You got him on the arm. How do you check? Didn't you just lose your challenge? Or did they win their challenge? Oh, okay. Whatever. It wasn't a challenge, but it was a challenge. But it wasn't a challenge. All right. You could say that, Frank. I think that's a good opinion. Alan, yeah, I mean it's weird how exactly well laid out because they don't seemingly on the surface. You would think they wouldn't have all the pieces together to do it, especially after what they lost with Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. Yeah, he's a good coach. Well, JSJ, there is no got to put that up there with authority. I mean, JSJ, we're running out of options for the Lakers coach. Well, it's beginning to look like that, Alan. But Woj says they're going to interview a ton of candidates, including Borrego and a lot of assistant coaches and all that. So Isn't there always a Joe rant incoming? Yeah, apparently they may look at that. I'm assuming, sorry, JSJ, Mika Nori is going to probably get a call. David Adelman's going to probably get a call. I think he'll be more mad when they draft Bronny in the second round. Yep. AOL. You've got mail. Buffering. Used to be so happy when I've got that sound. You've got mail. I didn't care what kind of email it was. I was just out, you got mail. I was like, oh, sweet. Exactly. Add another zero for, I've got like several email addresses now. I don't even know why, but yeah, I got several email addresses. Add another zero to that. Him not hitting is hurting them too. What's up, Nick? Happy Mother's Day to you, my friend.
Likewise, Gerald. I'm a little disappointed. I'm seeing the score right now.
It's been a terrible effort by Minnesota. I mean, Denver really has. I mean, these last two games they've really game planned against Minnesota well, and Murray has been, except for that shot right there, has been a better Murray than we've seen at any time in the playoffs.
So Gerald, correct me if I'm wrong. The first two games, obviously, Minnesota won them at Denver, and here Denver might win both of them in Minnesota. Is that right?
Yep, that is correct.
That has to be some sort of a record, right? I don't remember
I
a series
I
like
don't
that.
know. I don't know. It probably hasn't been done too often. I'll say that. That's for sure. I mean, in the NHL, it was done like this last series with the Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. But yeah, in basketball, it is very uncommon. So I would agree with you. It's probably, yeah. He said it happened with LeBron one year on the Cavs or Miami.
Okay, thanks, Alan. Wow, what a dunk by Edwards there.
Nice. But it seems like it's Anthony Edwards versus the world again, and that's the rest of Minnesota has to pick up their game, especially Cat. Cat has been awful today. You don't need a three, just get a two.
Frank, regarding your question, I think I'd still go with Kyrie, just given his history in the league. Kyrie has a lot of issues, but he is pretty clutch in the playoffs.
I'm going to say Murray. I know Kyrie, like you said, Nick had the clincher when it counted the most, but there was the net years, and Dallas hasn't needed a prime Kyrie, as much in this series. They've had PJ Washington, THJ, and of course Luka step up, and you've had bits of Kyrie where he's gone back to Kyrie. So Frank has been very lucky. I think he's just they've had enough Kyrie to get them in a good place.
Well, hey Joe, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey, there's Joe. What's up? Happy Mother's
Have
Day.
you guys been getting my messages?
Did you email or text?
No, just message on here.
No, I don't see you.
Somebody must have. I've been writing for the last 15 minutes and nothing's showing up on your guys' end, I guess.
That's weird because I'm looking at you now. I'm not saying it doesn't say to mute you. It doesn't say to change. Yeah, you seem to be good. I don't know why. That's so weird.
That's weird.
I guess Alan said that they did an update. Maybe that's why. I don't.
Let me update it then. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I can see FL. You're good, FL. I see Alan, Frank. I saw JSJ. Doobie was here yesterday. Cool bro. Sorry, JSJ. But yeah, he was here. I can see Nick's messages just fine. Sports Baby is on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Yeah. True, but some of the, and I know you're seeing this from Dallas Mavericks, and he's playing for the Dallas Mavericks, but he's done a lot to himself, Frank. He has said and done some things that have not endeared himself. The controversy with the COVID shot, the flat earth, the anti-Semitic things that he posted, those didn't help, those issues and things he said off the court. On the court, he hasn't always paid attention to the defensive side of the ball. But you know what? He is playing well now and on a team that is doing really good. So I know, Frank, it's hard to separate that. And again, he has been a better player both on and off the court than I expected him to be when he got moved to Dallas. So they get all the credit in the world for whatever they said or done with Kyrie and what Kyrie has done himself to change himself into a better player. And obviously it's helped tremendously to the overall outlook for Dallas.
You guys still not seeing my messages?
No. I don't know why. Are you using the mobile app?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason why. Let me go on the mobile app, and if I see him there, let me see that. It's close, Frank. I mean, they both have their successes, both of them. But Kyrie has been great in the regular season and in the playoffs. Murray has been like really, really good.
swear this guy makes anything and everything.
And Joe, it's the like most uncoordinated like layups and shots, and he still makes them.
He's Larry Bird of this era. Larry Bird could make any shot anywhere in any angle. No, I don't think Mike Nori would work, guys, unless LeBron understood his personality, which I doubt he'd listen to him. Micah's the kind of guy that looks like he'd tell you how he really feels. And I don't know if LeBron has enough of the testicular fortitude to deal with it.
I think he's good, but again, like Joe says, it's all this team is still centered around what LeBron wants. So I just think they're just going to do this dance around for all these other assistant coaches and all that stuff. And ultimately they're just going to go back to Redick, whether we like it or not. AFL 24, I don't think I just in 2024, I don't think it's wise to have a player coach. Oh, I'm sure there will be JSJ, but nothing serious. Maybe I'll be wrong, and hopefully I am, because the current roster of candidates is not good. It's just not plentiful.
And again, the Joker makes every freaking shot, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Hawks have the number 1 pick and arguably the worst draft in NBA history.
You're probably right on that, Frank.
They're going to have to get lucky in who they pick.
But you also got to admit, Frank, on the surface, there's not a player in the draft that looks like they're going to be a franchise changer like Wembanyama. They got number 1, but they were at 3% chance of getting a number 1 pick, which is, I think, one of the top 5 to ever do it. Oh, I know. But then again, just shows you can't tank and think you're going to get everything handed to you. Well, if that's the case, Frank, you're going to have to get rid of your center tandem. One of your centers, one of the centers in Atlanta is going to have to go. Okongwu or Capella is going to have to go.
Still don't see my writing?
No, I don't see it. I looked on. That's why I backed out. I looked on the mobile app and I did not see any writing.
I logged out. Yeah, I logged out and logged back in. It's still not working. You sure someone didn't block me?
Why would somebody block you? The only people that have the ability to block you is you're a creator. Only another creator could probably do that. I'm looking at your profile right now. I don't see anything that says change role. Yeah, I can't. I don't see anything that would constitute banning. No, I can't.
Yeah, you're a creator, Joe.
Yeah. I don't understand why your stuff is not being seen. I looked on the mobile app and I couldn't see. I didn't see any of your posts. Alan says you have to check the app updates.
It's updated.
Yeah. Frank. What's up, Blue? I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, Blue. I think Denver's going to, you know what? I'd said if Minnesota was playing like they were playing, they were going to win the series and win the title. They stopped playing like that. And it looks like Denver is going to go head back to Denver with all the momentum.
I mean, Gerald, this crowd, I mean, this band is playing right now, but this crowd just seems like so dispirited. You know, I think they need to pick it up if Minnesota has any chance of possibly winning this game.
Oh, I agree. Although, Frank, I was kind of teasing your crowd because they were not wearing those shirts. That because the arena is providing as far as the playoff shirts. I noticed how few people were actually in Dallas were actually wearing those shirts. Yeah, even the Lakers fans for the one game that they were doing it, I think were better promoting. Or at least better supporting of doing that than the Dallas crowd.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working.
Are you doing it on PC now, or is it just still off the app?
No, it's still off the app.
That would be up to Joe if he wants to do it. FL24. Yeah, if Joe goes on his PC and then his comments are still not being seen, that must mean it's something wrong with his profile.
All right, I'll go over there right now.
Gerald, I know you've watched most of the game or more than me, but
Mm-hmm.
has the issue been the lack of? We know that Minnesota was playing incredible defense those first two games. Do you think that's been lacking in this game or
Oh, yeah.
something else?
Quite a bit. I mean, they figured out the Minnesota defense to quite an extent. They implemented in game 3 and now game 4 a heavy screen and roll offense that has been able to free up Murray. Freeing up Murray in this offense, I think for Denver has been the key. Whatever Michael Malone did to do that, because I noticed there was a lot more screens around Jokic, using Jokic as a screener to initiate the offense that, yeah, they couldn't figure it out. Yeah, they should have got. I agree with you, Alan. Got 14 feet against Jokic, and he still managed to go ahead and get that offensive rebound. Frank, you know what? Enjoy it. I talk all the Dallas smack you want, my friend. You deserve it, and you've earned it. Oh,
Gobert's trying to get the crowd involved, Gerald.
yep. They need to. I mean, they need to go on another run. Time's running out. There's Joe. Are you on the PC now?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for you to type in a comment. I'm looking now.
I just did.
I still don't see it. Does anybody see Joe's comment? No, I think something's wrong with your profile. I will message playback, and I'll see what I can do. Maybe that they need to look into your profile, Joe, because something's going on with it.
Pricks.
That might have been the dagger, Gerald.
Yeah, that is the dagger right there.
That's been happening all game.
I mean, if the bench guys like Holiday and Brown are hitting shots, which they didn't against the Lakers, yeah, you're dead. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, I agree, Alan. Oh, that's funny. Good one, FL. But yeah, Atlanta winning the lottery. Washington Wizards, number 2. Here you go. I'm going to go to Tankathon right now. For me, that's a good one I always go to every now and then. They still have Risa Shea as their number 1 pick. SAR's number 2 for them. Klingon from UConn is their number 3 for the Rockets. And my God, the Rockets, they're just going to get even more youth on that team. Oh, yeah. Washington's just a bad organization right now. Who is my favorite candidate for FL24? I'll say it like this. When you're taking a test, you can go A, B, C, D, or none of the above. I'm in the none of the above category right now because there's just no one that excites me. I think Joe, when he talks about it as well, I just don't think there's any one candidate. We're just like,
We need to get Stone on. We gotta get some info on these guys.
let me text Stone. I don't think he'll come on tonight because it's too late. But
tell him if I do a nightcap in an hour, will he show up?
No, he won't. Remember he's on the East Coast now.
Is 11 too late?
Yeah, I'll ask him if I'll ask him anyways. Plus, I know his schedule is not the great. Remember, he's got that job now. So you want to do a nightcap in an hour? Joe?
Gerald, I missed it, but like, I was interested in your take on FL24's question about who is your favorite candidate right now for the head coach.
I said I likened it to taking a test, Nick. A, B, C, D, or none of the above. And right now I'm in none of the above. None of these candidates excite me at all. You've either got retreads, unproven assistants or a podcaster. So
A
you
podcaster.
tell me how excited I should be right now.
Joe, do you want anyone in particular, or are you in the same boat as Gerald?
Same boat as Gerald. I've shown nothing right now.
And the thing is, yes, we all wanted Ham to go. Absolutely, we all wanted Ham to go. Let me stress that. But when you have a plan to fire your coach after 2 years of a 4-year contract, 2 years in, you need a plan on who you're going to target next. And this organization, it's very clear, had very little direction on where it wanted to go next, which I think speaks volumes.
Gerald, if Tom were here, he'd be debating you ad nauseum that Reddick is the chosen one for the job.
I saw the tweets, Nick. I'm warming up to the idea of JJ Redick. I think he could become the next Pat Riley. And I'm just like, oh,
What?
Yes, he did. It is on his Twitter. So
Yeah, Joe, he was saying that JJ Redick reminds him of a young Pat Riley.
yes, Frank. Yes, it is on his Twitter. I'm not, I'm not blowing this up at all. It is what he said it is. So
Why not just say he's going to be the next Abraham Lincoln at this point?
exactly. So I reached out to Stone. I haven't yet got an answer, Joe. But if you want to do a nightcap, let me know and I'll schedule it.
There's a tweet, Joe and Gerald, by the way, by Tom.
While I respect Ty Lue, he's never been my first pick for the Lakers head coach. But I am becoming excited about prospect of JJ Redick as Lakers' next head coach.
Yeah, Alan, you got a problem with that?
He reminds me of when Dr. Buss took a gamble on a young, untested head coach named Pat Riley.
That's the point. That's the point of the discussion, Alan. Might want to stay up with the program a little bit.
Oh, that's funny. It is stuck in my head. Me too. You're like everybody out there. Scalabrini, you know what? He is a Boston guy, but I think he is good on NBA radio. He was saying the same thing on Friday morning NBA radio. Just
Wolves making a little run.
yeah, but can they finish it off?
No,
Nope.
too young, too inexperienced.
Yeah, they might need another year.
JS. Yep. It's stuck in my head as well.
Wait, what did he say?
The no flex zone, the Wingstop commercial, the one with the Jenga.
Oh, yeah, I did hear something about that.
Everybody's been talking about that. They just don't get, nobody gets that commercial. They don't understand why they made that commercial like that. It's just,
They made it so that you guys can talk about it.
that's a flop.
He's not, Frank or Frank. They just think he is because he's part of he's a Nugget.
Ooh.
He should have been the MVP 4 years in a row, actually.
Frank disagrees with you, Joe.
Why?
Here we go.
Cuz ain't gonna work, brother.
Did he just give the money sign? I think he just went.
Who said money? What?
I think Gobert, he turned his back to the refs as he was walking back and did this.
Maybe if they paid attention more to the game, maybe, instead of money signs and complaining.
Goodbye. Oh,
All bounces to Denver. This reminds me of like Laker games.
exactly.
Very traumatic.
Can you say Minnesota's gassed? So there's Frank's answer, Joe. That's okay, cool, bro.
In the 3 MVP campaigns for Jokic, he's missed a total of 10 games and is always there and always a triple double threat and a problem. Does everything have to be about fans' ugly ass mugs on everything? I don't want to look at these people. Then go to Costco and see all these assholes. No, cool, bro. I'm a grown up. I don't have comics.
What's up, Avant? Oh yeah, I'm beginning to agree. I mean, I was the one who said that if Minnesota played like they did after Game 2, they were going to take the series and take the title. But Denver has figured them out really well. I mean, it's like night and day. And I think that Denver, like you said, has all the momentum up on heading back to Denver. So. Thank you for asking, FL24. It was pretty good. My wife enjoyed the meals and her presents, I should say, for Mother's Day from me and the kids. And yeah, she found it rather enjoyable. So, and I got a chance to see my mom and wish her a happy Mother's Day. So, yeah, it was good. Cool, bro. I don't think adults really read comics anymore. They collect comics looking for it to rise in value. I think it's the best way to say it. Cool, bro. Exactly, Frog. Like the video game marketplace has just gone obscene with the collecting market for all retro video games now. And it's no longer affordable to someone that wants to get in just to play retro video games anymore. I have not read the boys' comics. I just know of the boys' comics because I've been able to get.
That's why he's MVP, Frunk. That kind of stuff right there.
Kids are not supposed to read that stuff. Cool, bro. Kids are also not supposed to read that stuff. Oh, I know there's a fan base for it. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Gerald. Minnesota's down by double digits in a game where Anthony Edwards has 41 points right now.
It's all about the rest of the team. Edwards is the real deal, but the rest of the team didn't show up. I think Towns, Cat, you guys talked about Cat over Gobert, and it's obviously one of those days where you guys are right because Towns 5 of 18. That's not going to get it done. And they only got 13 points from their bench today. That's a killer. Denver totally outplayed Minnesota in 2 games in a row. I don't think he wants to do that. Cool, bro.
Cool, bro. Don't talk about your friends and me intertwining with them, please. I don't hang out with anyone except my family and my close friends. I trust no one and I like no one.
Yeah, why did not Nas read? 19 minutes. Nikhil Alexander Walker at 1 for 7 was terrible today too.
No, cool, bro. I'm a grown ass adult. I don't deal in fantasies.
Joe, don't lie. You like Gerald. Oh, yeah, that's.
Well, I consider Gerald a close friend, so obviously, yeah.
But remember, he keeps me about 330 miles apart.
And no, I haven't been abused or burnt or any of that. It's just how my brain works. No one's ever screwed me over where I'm like totally done with civilization or any of that bullshit. It's just how it works. Well, I do it, Gerald was sitting pretty far away from the same table, so I guess it does make sense. Sometimes I do it and I don't even realize it.
Yeah, you were sitting on the opposite edge.
Yeah,
my wife and kids were there too, and your friend.
So. Yeah, I don't like being around. I don't like being close to anybody. I don't trust anything. Nothing. Zero.
FL 24. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. We've got to think of the top 5 Joe Soros sayings on that.
Well, Gerald, you already
know who I trust.
The white one is good.
What'd you say, Nick?
Sorry, Nick.
No, Joe. I'm just saying that one of your classic lines has to be the picture of my wife thing.
That's the best one. That's number 1. I'm in the results business. That's number 2 for me.
Purple pill.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm a Laker fan. Purple. I don't take drugs. So neither, actually.
See, that's the part I think that frustrates people because Jokic is very cerebral. So he gives up a lot of layups because he thinks he's going to get something for every 2 that you score. He's going to get something better or more efficient down the line.
I've noticed that the main reasons why they haven't been able to get over the hump today is because of Gobert. He seems to be the center of where there's these little things aren't being executed, and he's in the middle of it.
Well, he has that baby, right, Gerald? He's probably sleep deprived.
No, he's been doing this for years, Nick. It's not just this game.
And see, that's the thing we were going over, Joe and Nick, as far as who would you rather have, Cat or Gobert? And it's like it's tough because both have their deficiencies.
Cool, bro. I've seen The Matrix more than your age. I'm very familiar with The Matrix. Defense. Maybe we should just start the nightcap after the game.
I can do that. Why not?
No, I heard some things about the boys that I didn't like. Certain things in it that I don't like.
Yeah, I told Joe about it.
No, I'd rather watch the girls.
It's a very well made, but a very adult content oriented show.
Adult content is fine. It's the content that I don't like.
I'll set it up, Joe, on the nightcap. Nick, you should join us, man.
This could be a repeat of the 2019 World Series. Everyone wins a road game, the championship.
Yeah, Joe, Gerald, I was asking this to Gerald. Maybe you have more knowledge, but can you remember another basketball series where it turned out like this, where there's the away team is winning the games?
Well, I think Alan said, yeah, with LeBron. I have not. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is a precedent, but it happens more in hockey than it does in the NBA by far. But that's a good question. Very good question, Nick.
I know that T-Mac lost the series up 2-0 from the road because I think it was when it was in Orlando. It might not have been that. It might have been when he was in Houston. Actually, I'm sorry. But he did lose a 3-1 lead with Doc Rivers as his coach.
Oh yeah, well, any 3-1 lead.
2003.
Yeah, Mr. Doc Rivers is Mr. 3-1.
Yes, I've seen the X-Men, all of them.
You guys should have gotten.
I loved X2 and I loved Logan.
Fake comeback, JSJ.
Yeah, first Deadpool I liked. Second one was okay. I didn't like the storyline. I think it was a rehash storyline. Do something for your dead wife or woman. I think I've seen that storyline enough in my life to be satisfied.
By the way, when Xbox ever gets back online with us, guys out there, audience, I do have all the answers. I did speak to my son, my stepson, who's a dentist. Yeah, so he has those questions you guys were asking. But I wanted to wait for him next time I see him.
Your son is the dentist that's in your picture, right? From Christmas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's his name is Byron Junio, Dr. Byron Junio. He is based in Seattle, but he has licenses. I don't know. He's probably going to let a couple of them out because he no longer practices regularly in Texas and New Mexico, but he's currently licensed in Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, and Washington.
So explain to me, what's the difference between being a dentist in New Mexico and being a dentist in Texas?
They all have different requirements. You have to test separately in each state before you get licensed in each state. They always have, it's like the bar exam. Because like Nick, if you were to go ahead and license yourself as a lawyer, you would have to take the bar exam in each and every state, correct?
Yeah, so like I had to take the bar in New York and also California.
Jeez, you passed the bar in New York and California?
Yeah, it was.
You're like half a genius.
He is.
Either that or just like lucky.
You're like a JDND. How much studying did you have to do?
It takes a while, Joe. It probably takes like at least 3-4 months of studying for the exams, and you're putting in 8-10 hour days each day. It's a grind for sure.
So the difference between
Because you just have to memorize a lot of a lot of laws, a lot of rules, and just kind of practice a lot of questions, because you don't know what you're going to get on the day of the exam. They could ask you about family law, or they could ask you about contract law, and you just have to be ready for what comes.
what's your specific practice again?
So I do litigation mostly, Joe, and so wherever there's like a dispute, a party suing another, that's what I do.
Arbitration?
Arbitration as well. I actually have an arbitration going on right now, but I also do like a lot of white collar criminal defense. So that's what I've been doing quite a bit over the last couple months.
Very nice.
Well, I think we're going to do a nightcap right here in just a couple minutes. So,
All right. Am I ready, Gerald?
yeah, I sent you the link already.
Okay, good.
Please
Great.
talk about Laker Tom and Pat Riley.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Laker Tom and Pat Riley. Want to talk about the draft a little bit too. Just kind of get an idea of what's to expect. Is Eddie the player that we want is Zach Edey, right? That's the guy that's
Is Zach Edey?
attainable. I'm sorry, Zach Edey.
Yeah, you're sounding like Jamie. Like he couldn't get his name right. Like it's Zach Edey.
No, I know it's Zach Edey. I think
The one I couldn't get was Ricochet. Jonah had to get
that's
me.
a hard one.
Yeah, Ricochet, because it looks like
Podjajewski. I can't even say that one.
Yeah,
Too Polish for me.
we just call him Pods.
But I want to learn how to say his name at some point. Yeah, I got to start.
I call it anger, Nick, because we didn't draft him.
Or Triple J.
Or Triple J. Or Cam. Or even Ben Shepherd, who has time right now with Indiana.
Or who's that center?
Trace Jackson Davis?
Yeah, I think Dallas, right?
Dallas is he was not anywhere near. He was like he was 12th pick. Derek Lively is second. So there was no way we would have got him unless we would have traded up. So that one I don't feel too bad on. Frank, you got him with number 10 or 12?
Anthony Edwards was taunting Murray at the end of the game.
Better not be doing that. That's just going to come back and haunt you. Yeah, you traded down at 12. Yeah, see, we would have never had a chance, Nick, on Lively. So I don't feel bad on that one, even though that's who we wanted to fall to us. I remember we having that conversation. But yeah, hey, everyone, thanks so much. Nick, any last thoughts since you're not coming on the nightcap with Joe and I?
No, I mean, I've been enjoying these. Obviously, that we still getting a pretty decent crowd for the playback. So yeah, whenever these guys play again, I'm happy to join.
All right, sounds good. I may pop in for a game tomorrow on playback. Maybe for Frank's game at the Oklahoma City and Dallas. We'll let you guys know. But yeah, definitely great to have everyone here, and looking forward to having you back on for the nightcap here in just a couple seconds. Cool, bro. Good God, man. All right. Thank you, Nick. Hey, I'm going on right now with a nightcap. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.